Honorable James,
Thank you,
your
Chair.
your time ends at 10 minutes to 6.
I want to begin today's engagement by reminding the witness of the mandate of this committee, investigating the allegations made by General Konaze, specifically by organized criminal syndicates and other dodgy characters that has infiltrated SAPS. Specifically, I'm going to hone in on that. And with that, I wish to ask you the following brief set of questions. Earlier on, Honorable Shongwe asked about the credibility of a few members, individuals, but you did not have the opportunity to conclude. So I want to ask you if Paul O'Sullivan is a credible person.
Credible in which sense, ma'am?
You answered briefly earlier on, just credible. Is he credible?
You mean about the veracity of what he says?
Yeah, is he credible?
He usually is on that, but I would say not always.
Okay. So
There are
usually is.
instances when he makes an assertion and it's not provable.
Right. Jackie Salebi, whom you referred to yesterday as your brother.
So
credible.
when I said he was my brother and you did not allow me to respond, I meant before the controversy with, I think the guy was, I can't remember the name, Italian name guy who he took money from or something. But before that,
Glenn Agliotti.
yeah, that's probably the name. So my perception of him would change, especially when he goes to prison for that, for taking money.
From an alleged drug dealer.
Yeah, well, I mean, this alleged is maybe too soft. Yeah. So before that, I saw him as he had left the country earlier than us, set up the youth league and stuff outside. And when we came out of prison, he was there with the, the welfare in the old shell house. So you had somewhere to go. So he didn't come out high and dry from prison.
Okay, thank you.
But when it becomes evident that he's done wrong, I can't continue to coexist and have the same affection for such a person.
Okay. Is Sarah Jane Trent credible
Yes.
individual?
Yeah. Perhaps excessively so.
What was Ms. Trent's relationship to you?
She was a very close confidant.
Confident. Okay.
Yeah.
You testified that information received from O'Sullivan was credible, right? Jumping from that now, how many successful convictions resulted directly from information provided by Mr. O'Sullivan?
So information is, like I indicated, lights the fuse. But that's only the beginning of the process and gets our attention to look there. But really, there's a lot more work that goes in afterwards. So there's nothing you can ascribe solely to his information that he gave.
But just give us off the top of your head, 1, 2, 3 of these
Oh,
investigations.
Patlani.
Excuse me?
Patlani.
Patlani, you consider that successful? Has there been a prosecution?
Yeah, absolutely. He's got 2 cases he must answer for.
Okay.
So it's the information led to a prosecution. We would not have been looking at Patlani if the initial fuse was not lit.
All right. If it wasn't for Paul O'Sullivan and Ms. Trent.
Well, there was a lot of hard work that went into it after that, like at least about 18 months, 2 years work after that.
Okay.
Unconnected to O'Sullivan.
What was the nature of Mr. O'Sullivan's engagement with IPID during your time? Was he an informant, a source, a consultant? What exactly was he?
I wouldn't even call him an informant. He was obsessed with corruption, fighting it.
Because he was giving you information, does that not come from an informant?
Well, sometimes it's a little bit more than an informant, because informant, as the Honorable Member mentioned, you have to give them something. Paul, we gave nothing to.
Okay. And Sarah Trent, Jane Trent, also gave nothing to her.
Nothing to.
Okay.
She will volunteer if ever there's a fight against corruption, she will stand there.
So she was also just an informant, a consultant.
Well, more about the archivist and categorizer of public documents, because this was a headache to put together even. But because there were people, various people who were able to store the stuff. I mean, I've burnt my papers long ago, so I didn't have papers. I wanted to walk past this phase of my life, but other people found the documents.
Did you
Every- Sorry,
ever
ma'am.
communicate with Ms. Trent about ongoing or active investigations within IPID?
No, not that I can recall.
Okay. Did you ever provide her with information?
Not that I can recall, yeah.
Okay. How frequently were you in contact with her regarding investigations or matters related to IPID or SAPS and Mr. O'Sullivan? Once a month, twice a month?
Maybe once a month, yeah.
Maybe once a month. Okay. I want to take you back to mid-2016, specifically June of that year. Can you recall which major investigations or matters you were involved in at that time?
Not specifically, it's 10 years ago.
Okay. Okay. Can you explain why you said you've never given anyone information? Paul O'Sullivan and Sarah Trent. You've never given them information. That is what you said earlier on.
Yeah.
You said you spoke to them once. What was it, once a year? Once a
Maybe
month?
sometimes twice or
You
thrice.
said you spoke to them once a month. You said you've never given information. You said you spoke to them once a month, and you said there was no payment. That's what you said, right? Can you explain why on the 17th of June, 2016, you sent a communication to Ms. Trent saying that we are making history?
You mean we are making history? The
Yeah.
collaboration is making history here.
Excuse me?
The collaboration,
The collaboration.
Yeah.
The collaboration on what?
the information provided, the other side of the coin where more deeper investigations are there.
Okay. Because that's in a conversation between yourself and her.
Yeah.
There on page 17, WhatsApp conversation, where you said to her, we're making history. Can you explain why on the 13th of December, 2016, you would be passing information? You just said earlier on, you did not pass any information to her. I have records here that I found where she is requesting information from you, and you are providing her and Mr. Paul O'Sullivan with information on several occasions.
I don't know what is it that you have there.
Okay.
Who gave it to you?
Can you explain? It doesn't matter. Can you explain on 13th December why you'd be passing information to Ms. Trent where you say, get this to Paul right away? That's on page 39.
What was it about? The arrest?
I'll tell you now. There's so much. I just got this earlier on. SAPS case registered, previous communication there. Before you respond, you send a two text, one at 7:17 and one a minute later. SAPS case registered on 12th of the 12th, Bedford, case number 159-12-2016, suspects McBride, Sibia, O'Sullivan, and Kutsia. Charges for treason, conspiracy for murder, defeating the ends of justice, and you say, get this to Paul right away.
Yeah. So this was in Kabinde.
But you just said you never ever gave them information. You said that they were providing you information.
Oh, okay.
Here you are giving them a case number and you are saying to Sarah, get this to Paul right away.
Yeah, they were not aware that there's a conspiracy against them. It's about arresting people, which was a harebrained scheme of...
So you are even protecting Mr. Paul O'Sullivan and Sarah Jane Trent.
Oh, remember, I'm involved there.
Yeah,
My name is there.
your name is here, but you just earlier on testified that you did not give information to these individuals.
Yeah, but the issue
You
is...
testified earlier on that you only speak to these individuals once a month, and the records reflects that you spoke to them once a day, all day long.
Well, in instances where everybody is at threat,
So you lied twice already to this committee.
that's absolutely untrue?
No, it is true because I have proof.
Well, you're avoiding the context.
I have proof, but this is not about context. I have the context and I have the proof that you were in conversation with these people almost daily. From 2016, you were reinstated, I think, in 2015, or when were you reinstated? 2016, early 2017, you were in contact with Sarah Jane almost every day. The two of you were going for drinks. The two of you had a romantic affair. I put it to you. Am I right?
No.
You did not.
No.
So your messages to Miss Lee saying, can I see you, even if it just means we start by holding hands, I miss you, my darling, that is not romantic.
Well, if I said...
Julle het die kat geknyp.
No, if I said that, I always...
Honorable James and Mr. McBride.
Huh?
Can we go slow on it?
Can we?
Go slow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you bring emotions to it, it's no longer the way we desire it. Can we just go slow?
I have messages between yourself. We were trying to ascertain here, why is it that SAPS has been infiltrated? Why is it that Mr. Kabinde said, furthermore, gave an account of Paul O'Sullivan's involvement in IPID matters at the time when I held the position of executive director at IPID. That is the allegation at hand. That is what we're probing. We are trying to understand why is it that these two individuals that has no formal contact with SAPS has so much information and their involvement. And I'm trying to ascertain to what extent is this relationship? Because based on this information, you rolled out the red carpet to Mr. Paul O'Sullivan. Sarah Jane was the in-between, where she would get information to you and say, don't call Paul so that it doesn't reflect. And you would say to her, don't worry, I've got it covered, I've deleted the information.
Yeah. So what information was that? And where did you get that from?
Doesn't matter where I got this from. You are meant to answer my questions, not where I've got this information from. Because this shows here that you had a romantic affair with Miss, and your pet name for her was Klippity Klop. That was your romantic name for her. And you would meet and share information on SAPS dockets. You would share with the two of them.
No, I didn't.
I've got it here. I'm going to, for record purposes, I will provide this to all the members. I will share it on the group.
Yeah, that's fine.
It cannot be fine, sir. You have allowed dodgy individuals to infiltrate SAPS, to run meetings.
Even I haven't infiltrated SAPS.
So I put it to you that the communication in our possession demonstrates that Mr. Paul O'Sullivan and Ms. Trent were deeply and possibly excessively involved in the work of IPID, and that you permitted two private individuals to embed themselves within IPID's investigation process. And effectively, they're operating as a parallel or a shadow structure that influenced or infiltrated with investigations. Do you dispute this?
Yeah, disputed. The two cases Patlani is facing got nothing to do with O'Sullivan or his associates. It's a pure clean case against Patlani.
You said they were providing you with information. You even sent Sarah Jane messages asking her to scrutinize and get details on people's bank accounts, get details on people's credit history, their status, everything.
No.
You said earlier on that they had forensic capabilities that SAPS didn't have.
Yes, and so credit information is not...
It's something SAPS cannot do.
I'm not in SAPS. I was not in SAPS.
So Sarah Jane and Paul O'Sullivan are the people doing that for you in IPID.
You don't have access to credit information. Credit information gives you everything, and it's not illegal to get credit information. Everybody can do it. If you go into buy a cell phone, They want to look at your credit.
I'm not saying it's illegal. I'm saying I'm speaking to your relationship with these two individuals that you played down earlier on.
Yeah. Well, the issue is quite simple for me. If I need the information, I will request it because it gives information.
Even to go into people's bank accounts.
Well,
Is that legal?
to bank accounts, I don't need to. I don't
But
need.
in this communication, you request and you ask Sarah to please go into people's bank accounts.
No, it's not bank accounts. It's not bank accounts. It's credit information, which Edgar's, Pick and Pay, everybody has.
And you are not able, so number one top secret
So,
service agent,
Honorable James.
you're not able to get that information.
Honorable James. So when you say it is credit information, are you making a confession that you made a reference of those matters to her to
No,
get
no,
that credit
I'm actually
information?
not, but it wouldn't be out of sorts to request such information somewhere. Normally, we would create internally our own capability to do that, but that would cost money.
No, okay. She says to you bank accounts,
Yeah,
and you say, no, it's not bank account, it's credit information.
yeah.
What is the context within which that credit information was requested?
Or because you get information on cars, houses, connections, who drives cars. That's what you get.
Yes, credit information of who?
I think whoever the subject of the investigation is, or as SAP says, person of interest.
And this person is a private citizen, Sarah Jane.
Well, the private citizens at Edgar's are able to get in any one of your accounts.
It's a private citizen, yes. Is the answer yes or no?
Private citizen also does forensic analysis.
It's fine. I agree with you.
Yeah.
I'm saying in her own private life,
Yeah.
she's in conversation with the head of the IPID, which in that case was yourself.
Yeah. I'm not sure what the issue is.
And then you converse about credit details of other citizens of the Republic.
That has been done every day.
That is the question that the honorable member is asking you. If you can just look at her and respond.
Yeah. So I don't remember that specifically, but it's not a problem for me to ask. Normally we would ask DPCI and they'll find it for us. They do it all the time.
So why didn't you ask DPCI? Why do you go to a private individual to get all your information from? Earlier on, you were hell-bent on telling us that they were providing you with information because SAPS did not have the forensic tools. And now you are saying that, no, actually we do have it. We can actually get it from DPCI.
Well, that's what we did afterwards. That's what
Afterwards, but the fact remains you lied because you said SAPS does not have the tools in place.
No, I didn't say SAPS.
You said we don't have the forensic
IPID.
expertise. IPID. But still, it
IPID
falls within
SAPS.
SAPS. So you go to a private individual, sir.
I'd go wherever I have to go.
You go wherever, even if it's breaking the law.
Let's do like this so that the exchange must not be heated. I want you to have a cordial conversation. Can we go slow on it?
I don't have time to go slow.
I will give you that time where I interjected.
I think, looking back now, do you accept that allowing private individuals to entangle themselves in law enforcement investigations contributes directly to the very phenomenon this committee is investigating? Namely, the infiltration and the compromise of law enforcement institutions. This is why Mr. O'Sullivan is behaving as if though he is the big boss. I just missed a question here where you refer to Ms. Trent and you say to on the 2nd of December, you say stuff like, yes, boss, understood. I thought you the boss.
Well, I call a lot of people inside this room boss when I greet them or meet them.
Just anxious for a breakthrough to turn the tables, which came after you had a meeting at Mr. Paul O'Sullivan's home the night before. And you claim that you don't have a close relationship with these people. You're going for prize, you're meeting at Papa's in Sandton, at all over. You're sitting by the swimming pool, having whiskey with them. You have a friendship with them. Is that still just a business?
Which swimming pool is that?
I don't have time to go through here. This is a very thick document, Chair, but it's in here.
So the source of the document is what?
It doesn't matter. That's my source. You didn't disclose, you know. Yeah, you cannot disclose your source. I will not disclose my source.
Okay.
Fact of the matter is, the one thing in Kabinde van almal kom hierso en hulle vertel ons 'n bondel leuns and we're not able to establish the authenticity of the information they put before us. And we as MPs have to go the extra mile to make sure that we get credible information to verify what you have been
Not
put
sure
in
it's
here.
credible.
The one thing Mr. Nkabinde was right about is the fact that you have rolled out the red carpet for Mr. Paul O'Sullivan and all these other cronies. Thank you, Chair.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Honorable James. It's now 10 minutes before 6 o'clock. I'm going to give you a 10 minutes break.